beautiful people, and happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. It's your girl Maria Milagros here, and today is still September. It's September 19th. We're still in the month of September, and for this particular month, we're focusing on getting ourselves back to the basics and using some really simple, easily applicable, and relevant tools and techniques in our everyday lives so that we can actually start enjoying the fullness of our lives. We have a tendency to have such busy lives with all the activities and going back to school and work picking up that we spend our day just kind of going through the list and checking things off of the list. Now, I'm not just saying you. This was my existence, right? I was not just the president. I was also a client of living this way. I still love my list, but I used to live by a list to the degree that I didn't have fun during my days. I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I wasn't having, my relationships were suffering because I was too busy going through the to-do list, crossing things off of my list, just trying to get to bed at night and try to get as much done as possible. And then I would be exhausted at the end of the day and feel like, where did my day go? What's happening with my life? And it took some time for me to, one, become aware that this was happening, and then two, to start learning through studying, through courses, through conferences, through workshops, through my own self-discovery, to really take the moment to enjoy my life. There's this great quote by Crick, who was a molecular biologist, he was a biophysicist, he was a neuroscientist, and he was the co-discoverer of the DNA molecule back in the 1950s. You want to talk about somebody whose plate was full. And this great quote, he said, "A busy life is a wasted life." This dude had like 9 jobs, and he still acknowledged and recognized that a busy life is a wasted life, because if we're just busy and we're just plowing through the day, we're wasting and we're missing the magic of our everyday lives. So during the month of September, I've been trying to give you these small tips that you can implement in your everyday life that don't take a great deal of effort or like reprogramming, right? You just kind of start doing them, implement them when you can, keep them at the forefront of your mind by writing them down or putting them on a sticky, and then you'll start to find that your days feel better and better and better. So today is no different. I have 2 that are good for work, and I have 2 that are good for all relationships in life. So let's just dive right in so we can keep this video nice and short and get you on with living in the fullness and the fun of your life. So the first thing is, when you have a task or you have what you might consider to be a chore to do, and if it feels really stressful, right? The first is this: if it feels really, really stressful and you feel really frustrated and overwhelmed, walk away. Why do we force ourselves to stay in a situation, in a problem where we don't have in that moment the know-with-all to solve the problem because we're too frustrated? And I don't know about you, but most humans, when we're really frustrated and stressed, we can't think clearly. We need to separate ourselves from the issue, the problem, and I do this because by now, if you've been following me, you know how I feel about those words. But the issue or the problem, we have to separate ourselves so we can get a clearer mind, and then we can come back, revisit it with fresh eyes, a fresh perspective, and figure it out, right? How many times did you walk away from something like, I can't, I'm done, and then you storm away, maybe I'm just talking about myself, and when I storm away, and then I come back like a day later, or maybe even a couple of hours later, and then when I look at it, I go, oh my goodness, it was right there the whole time. The answer was right there the whole time because I came back with fresh eyes. So if you find yourself really overwhelmed, really frustrated, really stressed out, don't sit in that. Gross. That's like wasting your life. Get up. Walk away from it. Go do something else. Go take care of something else. Go take care of yourself. Go take a nap. Go spend some time in meditation. Go do something fun for yourself, and then come back to it when you've had a chance to recharge and reset so that you can see it with fresh eyes. Okay. Then number 2 is, there are some things that we have to do, right? That just have to get done. And we talked about last week, not saying I have to do it, but I get to do it. And just changing that word makes it feel more like a privilege. This is an opportunity. This is a fun thing that I get to do. And then my suggestion for the second tip is to actually make it fun. For myself, again, and I've said this before, when I have to do finances, I make it a fun event. I put on music, I get myself a healthy little snack, and I make it a fun event so that it's not something that always feels like drab, right? What can you do to turn that particular chore or task that has to get done into something that you not only get to do, but you actually enjoy doing. We can bring fun, infuse fun into anything. We just have to be intentional about it. So figure out how you can do that, what fun looks like for you, and then do that. All right, the third thing over here, which is one of the tips for relationships, is show appreciation. When you're moving throughout your day, whether you're at work or whether you're at home, take the time to show appreciation and gratitude to the people that you love and care about the most. We have a tendency as humans to forget the people who are at our home and forget to let them know how much we care and appreciate them. And not just in our words, but also with our actions, right? Like, I appreciate you and how much you do around the house, so I'm gonna make sure I just pick up after myself, or whatever. Or you could send somebody a text or send somebody an email and just say, hey, I appreciate you and here's why. Sharing that kind of connection with other people and operating from that place of gratitude not only makes you feel good, it makes them feel good, and it makes life feel good when you're able to give from that space, and then you know that someone else is being positively impacted by that. It adds to the fun and the fulfillment of your everyday life, and it doesn't take much. Send a text. Send a quick email at work. Say, hey, so-and-so, I know it's been a busy week. We haven't really seen each other, but I just want you to know that I really appreciate your energy at work and what you bring to the table. And I don't know if I could do this job without you. It doesn't have to be this complex thing, just a nice way to fill your own day with fun and fulfillment. And we spend a lot of time waiting for other people to see it in us, when the truth is that when we are aligned with love and gratitude and we give it, we become it. So we don't need to seek it out, because we literally become it. So, okay. So then the fourth thing is hug more. That's it. That's it. Hug more. Anybody who knows me and has known me over the course of these years has known that even 3 or 4 years ago, if you tried to hug me, you would either get my long arm with the fingertips extended, like that's my bubble, or you might even get my leg, depending on, whether or not I knew you. Like, I might stick my whole leg out and like, no, that's my safe space. I will shake your hand. But I've gotten to a place now, and it takes time and it is a process, where I do enjoy hugging strangers. I will hug anybody because I feel better about myself. I'm not insecure about myself. I surrendered those things. Like, I need to protect myself. I need to keep myself in this bubble. And that is rooted in insecurity. And so because I don't feel that anymore, I just want to project love. I always ask first, do you want a hug? And if they say no, cool. Listen, I don't feel rejected. I remember being that person. And scientifically speaking, hugs are really great to boost happy hormones. They make you feel better. They change your mood. They ease what's happening in your brain when it comes to stress. There's so many great reasons to hug. So if you're not a hugger for the public, be a hugger for the people at your home. Hug your family more. Hug them every day, every afternoon, and every night. 8 hugs a day is the standard, is what you should be getting for a healthy and happy mood, space, mind. 8. So go ahead and try to get your 8 hugs today. So that's it. That's all I have for you for today. I have 2 things when it comes to tasks and things that you have to do. And I have 2 things when it comes to relationships and boosting your relationships. And when you implement these things, for real, y'all, when you really do, and I'm speaking from experience, they make your life more fun. They make you feel more fulfilled. You go to bed and you feel like, what did I do today? Oh, I hugged strangers and I shared love and I told someone that I cared about them and why, and I didn't let that task bog me down. I made it into a fun event, and when that thing irritated me, I walked away because I'm deserving and worthy of living a stress-free, easy, fun, laid-back, super sparkly, everything life. It works, but it doesn't work unless you work it. Just saying. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your week. A fantastic super sparkly weekend. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you know someone who could benefit from this, go ahead and share it. And if you have anything to add, put it in the comments, because sharing is caring, y'all. Sharing is caring. All right, I gotta go, but I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.